Alright, mic check, mic check. Alright, let's go. Alright, this is like take 20 because I'm not great off script yet. But this is Deus Ex Machina, and this is minimized windows. This is going to be a little thing that I do between the big episodes. Let's just get into it. This game is from the 80s, or well, it's been kind of updated. I've played the original. It's very strange, very ahead of its time in many ways. Yeah, I played it with and without commentary. The commentary adds a little bit for the folks that are into old school computer programming, but there's not really much that can be said about the rest of it. You kind of just have to see it yourself.
Hello.
There's my man Ian Dury. It was actually, I believe, the Wikipedia page that I first learned about this game through. I thought it was crazy that he'd even been in a game, but to be in this one, pretty wild.
Deus Ex Machina.
I honestly have no idea what to expect. I've only really seen this in its original Spectrum version.
Just before it died, as the nerve gas eased its sphincter.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a strange one.
Mouse dropping caused.
Yeah, I thought for a while I was going to be ahead of the curve covering this game, and then Vinny Vinesauce uncovered it, so that's what I get for waiting around. Okay, we're in game. Now, very interesting controls. It's basically the arrow keys and the A key. We're holding A to keep the DNA strands spinning. Very simple, but you have to keep in mind this is based on a game from, I believe, 1984, where it was, you know, not uncommon for there to be a joystick and a button. That was what games were designed around back then. Alright, so we've already lost the DNA strand. That's not good. This is technically my third time playing through this game, and it only makes marginally more sense with each go. Yeah, I think the basic structure of the game is we're going through a simulation of a human life in the very far future. I'll have to double check that because I'm still not quite sure. It was somehow a little bit easier to figure out what was going on with the old ass pixelated graphics. I guess you could say your degree of ideal entity is your health bar. This game has a full soundtrack as well, not terribly common for its time. There would be instructions on the tape to sync it up to the gameplay, but we don't really need that now. The soundtrack's pretty wild. It kind of works as the instructions for how to play, because even though it's just the arrow keys and the A button, you do need some kind of instruction on what the hell is actually happening here. The controls are actually a lot better than they used to be. Pulling up the controls here, it's Q to P is bound to up, A to L down. Like there aren't so much control options as there are just a multitude of buttons that do the same thing in the hopes that one of them will click. God, I'm doing just terribly on this. My degree of ideal entity is not going to be fantastic. Yeah, these graphics are pretty freaking wild. Yeah, it's reminding me of the sort of games I used to make in Scratch in my old school days. Yeah, I think at this point it's just keeping all of the bits moving, which is harder with more complicated images because you can't just glance around and go, oh, that weird little pixel thing is stop moving. No, now it's speeding up the animation of a GIF. Okay, just. God, this is a hard game to do any kind of commentary over. I think I've chosen a hell of a game to start this series off with. Yeah, this came out at a time where the average game was about, I don't know, shooting aliens in space. This is just a kind of a wild concept. Like, even for a game today, to be like a weird simulation of human life. But doing that at a time where, oh my giddy aunt. I was talking with a friend during my first playthrough of this about how a lot of the soundtrack sounds like kind of late period Pink, maybe not late period, but mid to late 80s Pink Floyd, which makes sense for when this came out. It's certainly giving a lot of the final cuts, if any of you have heard that album. Right, now this is... God, what to talk about here? This was actually one of the bits where the director's commentary actually added a fair bit. First off, talking about how in the original version there'll be a lot of flashing colours here, with it being, you know, a computer game of that era. That was pretty standard. I'm pretty sure just trying to load one of those games would give me major eye strain now. So yeah, we're just dodging the eyes, and something I didn't realise till it was pointed out by the game director, we're actually slowly moving to the right, giving this kind of a difficulty curve, which I did not expect on first playing it, because so far it's just kind of been an interactive art exhibit. So to see actual game design here kind of threw me for a loop. Yeah, this is slightly easier on the eyes. Not a whole lot. I'm still probably going to have to issue some kind of photosensitive warning, just to be safe. Again, the idea of playing this between games of Space Invaders, or Breakout, or Fantasy World Dizzy, yeah, I've actually done pretty well. Certainly better than my first playthrough, not as good as my second, but I don't think there's going to be a high scoreboard. Or maybe there is, you know. If y'all want to play, it's pretty cheap on Steam. Now, it's debatable whether there is a correct time to be playing this, but it's currently 4:30 AM, and I'm not sure I'm in a terribly great headspace to be taking this in. Like all of the levels in this, there is technically, you know, an interpretation to be made. Now that we've been, I suppose, born, we're protecting our human from, I don't know, the prying eyes of the public, expectations of our peers and family. I guess, you know, there's something to be said in the social media age. I don't think I'm clever enough to make that kind of leap. God, I don't know. You're being given instructions through a cassette tape while pressing the 5 allotted buttons, sometimes at random. Other times you make an educated guess. Alright, now we're into the young love section, I guess. My percentage is not doing too hot, and I'm not sure what to add over this. Has anyone here tried the new Grinch meal at McDonald's? I know that I did the McSurf and Turf not long ago, so I won't be making it a full video, but I guess I could give you a little slideshow of how it went. It's pretty alright, you know, the socks are of surprisingly okay quality. Sometimes it's nice to be, like, utterly bewildered by art. Who wants to understand everything? It's kind of nice that there's, you know, even after 26 years on this earth, there's still things that can throw me for a complete loop. Oh, this reminded me of, Revenge of the Sunfish. Anyone remember Revenge of the Sunfish? It's not terribly similar to this, but it's in a similar kind of vein, has a similar sort of feeling of just strange, disconnected sprites being tossed at you.
People that sell violent games to children should be put away somewhere safe till they get well again.
When I booted this up for the first time, I did not expect to hear Ian Dury telling me that people who play violent games should be put away. Is that John Pertwee telling me the war crimes are easy? I have to double check. Guys, this is actually getting a little bit difficult. It surprises me sometimes when this game becomes a game again. I mean, it arguably like just stays a game throughout, but you know, certainly becomes gamier in some parts. This is a genuine challenge right here. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, gang. Yeah, this is giving serious Hong Kong 2097 vibes. I don't know what the significance is of the Skyrim helmets. I don't know if I'm supposed to be jumping over or stepping on them. I forget what they were in the original. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be allowing the good things to pass through unscathed and destroy the weapons, the evil. I couldn't tell you. This is harder to understand than the original. Or maybe I'm supposed to be jumping over the evil and letting the good into me. I don't know. We'll see what my percentage is like at the end of this.
The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon.
And now
with
we're an old man.
spectacles on nose.
Speaking of old men, John Pertwee, just learning now, played Wurzel Gummidge in the original Wurzel
Your life
Gummidge.
is expressed
I wonder if they're still doing any episodes of that Wurzel Gummidge reboot. It was actually surprisingly alright. Oh, back to gameplay.
Imagine if this were nothing.
Yeah, this is not going to be a video analysing the deeper themes of this game. That's for smarter people to figure out. I'm just playing this because I thought it would be a fun idea for my first Let's Play type thing on this channel. I don't know. I could be playing any number of things right now. And here I am approaching 5 AM playing Deus Ex Machina, a game that is older than most people I know. God, this bit does drag on. I guess that's the idea. It drags on as old age does. Oh, my percentage score is not doing terribly well. Alright, my percentage has gone up a little bit, that's good. Although, pretty sure percentage regardless, we're like heading for the end pretty soon. And just like that, I guess we're done so. Yeah, not my best run, but you know.
I'm a fertilizing agent. My brothers are all wriggly. A fertilizing agent.
It is kind of upsetting that most of the people that took part in this game are now dead. But you know, in a way they're still here. They're being immortalized. Immortalized in this beautiful little weird game. Right, oh well. A game that certainly was. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. See yous in a bit, and take care.